Hi, so it's great to have you back. In today's video, we're gonna look at broken access control. Moreover, we're going to do it on Campfire Security. And there are different kind of techniques for circumventing access controls. Now, at this particular exercise, I've already opened the lab and I have it open right here. I logged into the application by entering the URL we have, the password and username. Maybe I should just, show you exactly what I did. So can I log out of this? Maybe it didn't create a logout feature. That wouldn't be the first time in these testing applications. Anyways, whenever you access the URL, bgt.fire, you will be met by a login prompt, and you can just put in the email and the password right there, and then you're gonna be directed to this page right here. So pretty easy. So what is advanced techniques for bypassing access controls? Well, you could probably say that there are different kind of things they mention here in the tutorial. Stuff like session hijacking, that involves that we can steal another person's session, usually done through JavaScript. And that would involve in some way that we can execute JavaScript on the person's browser by either some reflected or stored cross-site scripting, for example, different kind of things we haven't really covered so far, but I'm mentioning right now. So please go ahead and just look it up on Google, and you will find what is reflected cross-site scripting, what is stored cross-site scripting, also called persistent or persisting cross-site scripting. Parameter tampering is a thing that's been here for a long time, that you will see developers create these weird values that are stored different places, sent through the web to the client. Usually it's because that the developer's knowledge about what is actually being sent to the client and what can the client actually see and manipulate is just too narrow. One more time, going back to the whole idea of having educations that are too fast, too small, not educating the young students in understanding web security well enough, so they just learn to do some pretty fancy stuff really fast, and then gonna be put out to the job market and get a job, and then basically they will fail because they create all these small mistakes that they could have avoided if they just spent the time or picked the right elective. And this is the things that I see a lot of in the society these days, is young people trying to be something too fast. And when it comes to developing stuff on the computer, it comes to the whole idea of creating well-rounded, code that can actually withstand the basic stuff like, parameter tampering, or session hijacking, using prepared statement, using encoding, using your head basically, and just not sending raw data direct to the client, able to alter it and get access in some way. And this is what it's all about, broken access control. So many different ways to control that kind of access. And developers have some weird ideas sometimes, and I just want to be thorough when I explain these things, because I believe in communication, I believe in information, and I believe that I should tell you, if you're watching this video, just more than, oh, look, and then give you some flag or something, because that's not really something you're going to learn anything from. So I want to make sure that, whenever you're watching my channel, I'm being as thorough as I can to relay this message out to you. So the last one here is exploiting misconfigurations. And that can be different kind of things. And it's been explained that gaps in security configuration, such as overly permissive settings or incorrectly set permissions and stuff like that. There are different ways for us to gain advantage of these well, missing configurations or missing programming, things, is we can use something called proxies. And we already talked about the Burp Suite, I think, at some point in time. At least if you haven't watched my channel before, that's perfectly fine. I have a lot of videos about Burp Suite and how to use it. I'm using it in many different kind of pen testing videos I have. But I also want to make sure to tell you in this video, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you just haven't used it for a long time, that a web proxy, is something you put in front of your browser. So whatever traffic you send is going to hit that proxy. It's a program first, so you can verify every parameter and the whole communication that's done in the HTTP protocol. So you can see that. Also, when you receive data from the server, well, then you can intercept that in the proxy, look at all of it, filter out whatever you want to filter out, like JavaScript and so on, and then put directly into your browser. So that's really how it goes. We also have stuff like developer tools where we can press F12 or right-click in the browser like this and do inspect. And that also have a different way to modify and resend requests and so on. But it also, and moreover, the more important part is it including altering cookies or other stored data. So I guess we just have to directly go to the web page right here and say like, okay, so we're tasked to find the hidden or ignored sales data that contains hidden information. So we directly go to sales and check this list out and think like, oh my God, there's a lot of sales. So we can just, click and okay, we have sale 92. And it looks like, some crazy site, and we can click a few of them and just, basically say like, yeah, that's great. And, okay, so we're just clicking, I guess we're being lucky, but we're getting these unauthorized. We can just right click and view the page source and just zoom in a bit. And this definitely looks like something that someone programmed in a certain way. So we found something on request number 12, and we can probably just continue. It looks like that we have to, well, we should be able to open and access the different sales. Not found. So that's a different okay, so what we're doing right now is just manually clicking. I guess I was lucky because it's the first from below by Philip Carson. So this could definitely be that this fits the description of removed or ignored sales data in some way. Anyways, we need to find something that kind of sticks out. So we were told to look at different things. I believe we can go ahead and just right click and press inspect and zoom in a bit. And I want to go ahead and, check out whatever request I get when I click on the sale. And that's a get request. That's not surprising. A lot of other things are also loaded, which doesn't really matter. When I click on that request right here and just scroll down a bit, and we see the actual request header, that we have the normal stuff, encoding a cookie access false. It does say right there as a separate thing. Check it out. So that's you got a semicolon right there, and you got something called access equal false. Definitely something we should try and alter to true, because true false, that's like, hey, this is a cookie. So let's go to storage on cookies, and we can see that we have that particular value right there. And I think what we should just do is alter this to true. And whenever you do something like that, you just close it and then you press reload to let the server know that we reloaded it. And I'm going to go back down below again and visit the one we were unauthorized, because that's the one that I'm thinking might have something interesting for us. And that was fast. We got the flag, and okay, so I'm just gonna post it in right here, submit it, and we will definitely just talk about what's going on right here. Now, what is going on right here is that the developer on the backend created this cookie right here. And this cookie is being read by some code in the backend. And that code is having some, if statements saying if access equals to false, then we should have unauthorized on this particular record number 12 on the sales. And it's just a basic if statement. Everything is based upon if statements. It's either, you're getting access from a condition or you're not getting access from another condition. So from a programmer's perspective, we're looking at if or else in this particular case, because you only have if access true, then we can see it or show some page saying not authorized. So it's pretty easy to do these kind of things. And if I can manipulate this, it's a bad thing. Now, in order to remove this, they definitely should not have made this record right here. Shouldn't have created a cookie like that. It's called very standard, this way of creating some obscurity behind it. It kind of makes developers feel like they are in control, I guess. I'm also a developer. I've been that for a long time, but I kind of stepped down from doing all the typing, and I'm talking about more about security these days. So I'm not that old really. I'm just 43, but I've been here for a long time, doing these things for a long time. I grew up with, the internet, like getting started for reals with, dial-up modems, stuff like that. And I started programming when I was 8 years old. So I feel like that, I've been here for a long time. Anyhow, the people that are older have been there before, but the general idea is the same, is that you should not share this kind of, cookies over the internet to the client that you can access. You should definitely remove that totally, and then maybe rely more on creating a good session identifier, and then make sure that the person's access in the system is determined by some role or some access modifier, going back on different kind of ways to create, access. It could be role-based access, different kind of things, depending on how this system is created. A different approach is needed. That should be planned ahead, So it's not a difficult thing to do. It does require some more structure in the code, some more object-oriented thinking. But, isn't that what developers do these days? They think object-oriented. I think most of them basically should do. So I guess for this video, I just want to, end up saying like, I really like this new platform here, Campfire Security. They managed to create these small, manageable tasks that is easy to complete. And the next one we're going to have here in the next video is called Preventing and Mitigating Broken Access Control. And that's going to be the next video I upload. So for now, I want to say, if you enjoyed the video, please, go ahead and leave a comment below saying, hell yeah, something like that. Like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's free, of course, and you will get notifications if you also click the bell below whenever I upload a new video. All right, so I want to say thank you for watching and following me on here on YouTube. So see you out there and have a really nice, safe day.